Hi people, how are you doing? So I'm going to discuss something which is very offbeat, especially for me and for our age group people and the peer that I've grown up with. They mostly people don't know this side to me, but I think spirituality and astrology is in my DNA because my mom has been practicing this for the longest time, and I've never really spoken about it, but I've just had this in me and the interest and passion towards it since a very long time. I'm just a very reserved person, so I don't really talk about everything that I know, but it's been good 12, 13 years, or rather 15 odd years, that I've pursued astrology, studied very deeply into it. And you know I'm not saying I'm like a pro pundit or something, but I do know a lot about what the basics are and what the remedies are and what a chart signifies. So here is my day one of basics into astrology of what I know. I'll just help you people with understanding astrology, so that whenever you consult a pandit or an astrologer or some spiritual guide who's helping you with all this, you at least have the basic know-how of what astrology is and you understand what he's trying to say or she's trying to say. It's just for a clearer understanding. So I know it pretty much now because I've been taking help from my mom to understand the basics. Plus I've read a lot, maybe 2 to 3 hours a day since the last 15 years. I've been putting into astrology to understand the science behind it. It's very, very deep. It's something which goes far and beyond, which has no explanations, but you'll see the coincidences it has in your life, the impact it has upon one's life, and it's quite accurate if you get to know somebody who's really been deep into it. So yeah guys, let's go into step one of what is astrology. Astrology is basically Vedic science. It was used by Rashis to actually see the time frames for gods, for devtas, for any negative entities, and they would predict the future so that gods could act accordingly and help gods take timely action about what's going to happen. So any changes in the yug, from your Satyug to your Dwapar Yug to Kal Yug, are all being predicted by these life and death of devtas. Of course, they're immortal, but as you know, Devi Sati, her original form has never died. She's Adi Shakti, but the human manifestation of her Sati did expire, and that was also predicted by saints like Rishi Bhrigu and Rishi Prashar. They had an inclination of something of this sort is going to happen, and they did tell Mahadev about it. So of course, once these Saptarishis are into it, so of course us as humans definitely should understand some basics of it. I'm not saying go very deep into it, but understanding the basics is imperative for everybody. So step one, guys, I'll start off with ascendants. What are ascendants? Ascendants basically are your 12 zodiac signs, which we have in Western astrology as well, which go from Aries to Pisces. So number one is denoted by Aries. So in any chart, if you have number one in the front on the first house, that's your Aries ascendant, and so on and so forth till your Pisces ascendant. So this is for today. I'll keep taking sign by sign, ascendant by ascendant, and chart by chart, and keep explaining about how astrology works, how the basics work, how for you to understand what your chart is about, what your first house is about, what your 12 houses are about, what each sign is about. So this is day one. I'll keep it simple, I'll keep it quick, I'll keep it short. But for today, if you can just open the app AstroSage, put in your name, your time of birth, your date of birth, see what your chart is, and see what the number lies in each house. And I'm really willing to help you understand the basics. If you keep following my videos, you will have a fair idea of what charts are and what your chart denotes. So good evening guys, have a good time, and let's begin with this. Cheers.